You're such a child, Geralt. Undercover spies are not hanged but used, fed lies and turned into double agents. Don't tease the child, conjugal. I'm not interested in politics or work of intelligence. Rience is bothering me, and I want to know why and on whose orders. The orders seem to be coming from a wizard. Which one? I don't know it yet, but soon I will. Soon, uttered the Witcher, will not be soon enough for me. I suspected as much, said Conjugal. You are you sure got yourself in some serious trouble, Geralt. It's a stroke of luck that you turned to me. I know how to pull people out of trouble. In fact, I pulled you out of it already. Is it so? Indeed, it is so. The advocate brought the handkerchief to his mouth and to his mouth. Indeed, it is so. The advocate brought the handkerchief to his mouth and coughed. You see, col- college other than Nilfgaard and wizard colleague. Damn it. You see, colleague, other than Nilfgaard and the wizard, there is also a third party in the game. Not long ago, I was visited by King Fortest's secret agent. They had a problem. The king ordered them to search for a certain lost princess. The job turned out to be more difficult than previously thought to the agents decided to seek help from a specialist for difficult jobs. While describing the problem, they suggested to the specialist that a certain witcher might know a lot about the missing princess. He may even know where she currently resides. What did the specialist do? Initially, he showed his greatest surprise. He was surprised that the aforementioned witcher had not been taken to the dungeons where traditional methods of questioning could be used in order to convince him to say everything he knows and even some things which he doesn't know but will gladly make up in order to satisfy the interrogators. The agents answered that their king had forbidden them from doing so. Witchers, they explained, have such delicate nervous system that under torture in a vein bursts inside the brain, causing instant death. Instead, there were orders to follow the Witcher, but this too turned out to be difficult. The specialist praised their common sense and asked them to return in 2 weeks' time. Did they? Of course they did. And then the specialist, also who also considered you his client, showed them indisputable proof that Witcher Geralt never had, and couldn't have anything to do with the missing princess. For the specialist had found eyewitnesses for the death of Princess Siriwa, daughter of Pavetta and granddaughter of Queen Calanthe. Apparently, Siriwa died of uh, diphtheria, dip, dip, diphtheria 3 years ago in the refuge camp in Angren. The child referred terribly before her death, suffered terribly before her death. Believe it or not, Temerian agents had tears in their eyes when they heard the testimonies of my eyewitnesses. I have tears in my eyes as well. I gather Temerian agents couldn't or didn't wanted to offer you more than 250 crowns. Your I have tears in my eyes as well. I gather Temerian agents couldn't or didn't want to offer you more than 250 crowns. Your sarcasm breaks my heart, Witcher. I have pulled you out of the trouble, and instead of thanking me, you are breaking my heart. Thank you and forgive me. Why did King Foltest order his men to look for Ciri Conjugar? What were they supposed to do after they found her? How naive. Kill her, of course. She has claims to the throne of Sintra, and there were other plans towards his, and there are other plans towards this throne. Conjugar, this makes no sense. The throne of Sintra was burned down along with the royal castle, the city, and the whole country. Nilfgaard is in power over there now. Fortis knows it well, so Fortis knows it well, so do other kings. What claims could Ciri have towards a throne which no longer exists? Come, Conjugar stood up. Conjugar stood up. Let us find the answer to this question together. I will give you a proof of my trust. What is so interesting about this painting? That it has more holes than a fishing net, said Geralt, looking at a portrait in golden frames hanging on the wall opposite of advocate's desk, and that it shows some unbelievable moron. My late father, Conjugar grimaced, an unbelievable moron indeed. I hung him here in here as a sort of warning to myself. Let's go, Witcher. They entered the afternoon. They entered the anteroom. At the sight of the Witcher, the cat, which was laying in the middle of the carpet and licking its paw, escaped through the dark corridor. Why do cats hate you so, Geralt? Is it because? Yes, it is. Behind one of the ma- mahogany panels was a secret entrance. Conjugal walked in first. The panel, no doubt, magically activated close behind them. There was a light on the other side of the secret corridor. The room there was cold, and the dry air was heavy from the smell of candles and dust. Meet my partner, Geralt. Then, smiled the Witcher. Impossible. Possible, admit it. You thought Fen wasn't real? Not at all. A screeching sound could be heard from between the bookshelves, and soon after that, a curious vehicle emerged. It was an armchair with wheels. On it sat a dwarf with a big head placed on disproportionately thin shoulders. The dwarf had no legs. Let me introduce you, said Conjugar. Jacob Fenn, a talented legist, my partner and invaluable co-worker. And this is our guest and client. Witcher Geralt of Rivia, finished the cripple with a smile. I figured it out. I figured it out. After all, I've been working on our contract for quite some time now. Follow me, gentlemen. They walked behind the screeching armchair into a labyrinth of bookshelves and the size of which couldn't could put the Oxenford University Library to shame. The in, the incunabula guest Gerald must have been collected by whole generations of conjurers and fans. He was glad for the trust he was given and for the possibility of meeting Fan. He knew, however, that despite being a real living person, Fan was also a mythical, if only in part. The mythical Fan conjures infallible after alter ego was often reported to have been spotted in town, whereas the talented legist had probably never left either the building or the armchair.